The meeting is now live. Yay.
Yay, and we're recording.
Woohoo. Welcome, your Impact Academy. Look at you girls, so beautiful. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Veronica, Dina, Leslie. Jennifer Segarini, I want to hear from you. Tell us your good news. I heard you had some good news.
Well, I'm down, what is it? 123 pounds now. And yeah, I'm fitting in a size medium and not a 3X anymore. And I've been doing my reach outs and all that stuff. I do have one potential. So hopefully I can connect with her soon. I'm excited to get a coach on. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I love that. So proud of you. Congratulations on 123 pounds. That's so freaking inspiring.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I can just imagine all of the ways your life has changed or is changing.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge, girl. Congrats. Anybody have some good news you want to share really quick? Anything fun? Barbie's getting skinny. I saw that. I saw Barbie getting skinny. I see Leah getting skinny. Jen traveling all over the place, doing things. Dawn, what are you up to?
You know, to be honest, I'm just trying to hold my shit in.
Hey, that's the thing. Hey, I love that you could share that here. You know, that's what we talk about, is having a safe space where you have support. So yeah, girl. All right. Well, welcome to our amazing meeting. We want to welcome you in this, what are we in the second week of December? Is that what's happening right now? So an amazing month. This month, Dawn Donnelly will tell you, I'll tell you, Coach Mel B will tell you, Barbie will tell you, Dina can tell you. This is our season. This is our season. So tonight we are going to focus primarily on events. Okay? Why that's important, what types to have, and literally go through how to have an event. Mel, you have anything to say as we begin?
So events are really important because it's how you start connecting, especially with your local people. So I know when I first started coaching, that was one thing I really craved. Dawn Donnelly's out in New Jersey. She was one of my first clients, my first coach, and it was really exciting to go to convention and stuff and go see her. But I really craved because she was really good. She started finding local coaches, so she would have healthy happy hours a lot. And that was really cool to see because there was a lot of connection. So we are lucky. I mean, we're lucky out here that we do have community type things. And Jamil is doing once a month. If you are out here, Jamil is doing like, what is he calling them, Monica? There's some sort of name.
Just healthy happy hours.
No, he's calling it something, but it's like once a month that he's having it. So it's to invite people to. So events are where it's at. Events are where community is made. Events can be intimidating because you're like, I don't know what to do. What if I'm the only one? How do I invite people? What do I do with these events? And we want to simplify that for you. And then what do you do after the events, which is super important. And then what do you do if somebody is ready to go? And then what if somebody's not ready to go? What is the next step that you need to do on that? So I'm going to be doing healthy happy hours at my house. I already informed my husband. I'm trying to figure out, I think it's going to be like maybe third Thursdays or something like that. And that's going to be, and I'm going to do something like, I'm going to create some sort of flyer and I'm going to go talk to my neighbors. I'm going to make sure that everybody in my neighborhood knows what I do. Okay. And so that's a really great way to start connecting. You've got the Nextdoor app, you've got Facebook, you've got community groups on Facebook. Facebook has something now called neighborhoods. So find your neighborhood and start being social on there. And I created a post a little while ago that was talking exactly that, what we want to do with these events. The thing is, you want to keep them pretty short because people won't come if it's like a 5-hour event. They're just not going to. And that's a lot of time for you also. So think about, like, your family's going to be like, what, you're doing another event? It's like another 3 hours. It's time away from them. So you want to honor other people's time. You want to honor your time, but you want to make an impact, which is hence Impact Academy, which is what we're trying to do. So
Yes, can we back up really quick though? I'm curious, what questions, anxieties, qualms, what goes through your head when we say have an event? Tell me the first thing, just go.
Content, what kind of content to put in?
Good, thank you.
The effort it takes to coordinate and bring people together.
Thank you. When you say effort, can you tell me more?
Well, I was an event planner for a gaming company for 4 years, and I know how much effort it takes to put together an event. And so even if it's like a gaming night, you know, you got to coordinate, you know, food and who's coming, and make sure that people, you know, you're following up with who's coming and keeping track of, you know, if you're doing a potluck, if you're like, who's bringing that, like, there's a checklist of things. And so when I think of planning an event, I'm thinking, okay, need to put checklists together. I need to send out the invites. I need to follow up with people. I need to see who's coming, who's bringing what do I need to do? What's the meal planning? Where's the grocery list?
Oh my God, I have so much anxiety. Okay.
Yeah.
Effort, that's a lot.
I
Okay,
love that she's done that. So I mean, like, if we put something together, maybe Jennifer can throw together a document with a checklist if we lay it out. I don't know how you are. You can do that. She's our checklist girl.
well, let's talk this out. We'll talk that out. That was great information. Thank you for that. As far as effort, that's a good one. And what other things come to your mind as far as anxieties or whatever? I don't know what the word is. What comes to mind?
I have something to say. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, good. I think the first thing that comes to my mind is what am I gonna tell people? Like, hey, do you want to come to this event so that you can sign up for my weight loss program? You know, what does that conversation look like? And then if it's, you know, hey, come to this really cool tamale making party, like, oh, but the agenda is to inform you about my weight loss company or to teach you how to be a coach, or like, what are we telling people as far as like the intention? Because I guess I struggle with, like, is it because I want to teach people how to make tamales, or I want to teach, you know, I want to just, you know, do a vision board party and teach people how to do a vision board party, or is it because I'd like to inspire more people and teach more people and share this program with more people? And how do I communicate that in the invite?
Got you. So like our nutrition component, you would like to be able to understand how to tie healthy tamales to our nutrition component and make that all in one seamless. Or like, if I'm gonna say come to my vision board party, I want to be able to tie that to the life book so that I can see the mindset component and how I'm doing this cool thing in the mindset aspect that we talk about on our program. You want to be able to talk about that fluidly. Am I hearing that right?
Yes. And also, you know, are we just going through doing a vision board party, or is there a presentation about, you know, a trilogy presentation attached to that as well? And are people aware that that's going to happen coming into it?
So then that's the content again. So then content is important. Got it. And then how are you sharing this with your people is important to you too. Like, do they understand that there's a presentation or like, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Anyone else?
I'll go. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. For me, it's doing it by myself because I
Oh,
don't have
so good.
coaches out here. Okay, and it's not so much like anxiety. It's like finding people, but to do it by myself and try to figure out like, can I really do this?
I think we lost her. She went. She's coming back. There she is.
I'm back.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
The big thing is because I don't have community, I don't have coaches, and I know I'm the person that should be starting it out here. For me, doing it by myself is a struggle.
Okay.
So good. These are so good, you guys. Thank you so much. This like literally helps me understand how to flow. What else? Anything else? I'm hearing content. I don't want to do it by myself. How do I convey this? When I'm there, how am I tying all this stuff together? And how much effort does this take? That's what I got so far.
Also, what
Leah,
do
go
you
ahead.
do with that information once you have these people come in? What are we doing? I mean, how do we make our events more inviting to come back without it seeming like all they're going to get is a sales pitch?
Wow, that was loaded with so many concepts. Thank you for that. That was amazing. That like hurt my heart. I'm like, shit. All right, Leah, go ahead.
How many people to invite? Because, you know, a lot of
Good question.
no show and you don't want to have like 30 people and you're the only one talking. So, you know, just kind of like what's a good ballpark number to invite, you know, getting a hard yes or maybe, or I don't know what you're doing, or I'm not interested, you know.
Okay, perfect.
And icebreakers too. Like, you know how when you have people come in your house, everyone doesn't really know anybody else. So it's just, they're just staring at you the whole time. So what are those icebreakers?
Feed them. Just kidding.
Well, yeah.
Okay, this is so good, you guys. And I actually, Mel and I wrote out an outline today, and I'm pleased to tell you that we actually covered every single thing you mentioned. All right, so we're going to give it to you all the way through, and so this will be a video that you can rewatch, so that you have these questions answered for yourself. So let's go with the first thing that I heard, effort. Okay. The effort is going to be up to you. Now, when you say, is it going to be game night? Do I have to plan games? Do I have to have the food? Do I have to? If you're Monica, I'm not doing that. I don't want a game night. That's too much. Mel and I did do a mastermind. We found a restaurant that had tons of lean and green options. We invited folks to our mastermind. People could order whatever they wanted. If they wanted, they paid their own bill. The restaurant took it away. They seated us, and we were able to have our flow. It was no effort other than creating a graphic. You will need to create a graphic. I would give 3 weeks minimum advance notice. Plan your event 3 weeks in advance, minimum for the first time. I would highly suggest you figure out an event that you can have recurring. Mel and I did this every week. It was fun. People showed up every week. We started with maybe 4, and not shortly thereafter, we packed the restaurant several times. We had guest speakers. We did a lot. So let's effort. I want to say you do you. boo, because you need to figure out what sounds comfortable for you. Dina's talking about a vision board party. Again, that's not for me. I will go to one. I'm not going to put on one. I don't have any concepts about that. But listen, if the vision board party is something you like, you will easily be able to talk about it. You'll want to invite for that. You'll be excited about planning the whole thing. Okay, so here's the fourth thing. Find something that is like verbiage. Dina, when you ask like, how do I share? And do they know there's a slideshow or a presentation? Do they listen? In my experience, there was some of that happening, but nobody said like, oh, to Jennifer's words, you invited me to this event and at the end you, what did she say? What was the words? You sold me. It was like a
Trying to sell it.
yeah, and the end you were trying to sell me. Nobody ever said that. Nobody, especially if they got some value. In our masterminds, people kept coming week after week. They liked the content, they liked the information. They didn't feel like I was selling them anything. When I did a healthy happy hour at my house and I had cauliflower pizza and I did a demonstration about how to make the pizza, and then I tied that into my healthy nutrition plan. This is my lean and green that I have, and that's helped me lose 40 pounds in 4 months. When I did that, nobody felt like I was selling them anything. So I want to encourage you to take that out of your mind frame, because that's a concept that you might be imposing. That has not been my experience. And I, in this group, have done so many events. Like I've had tons of experience doing it. So that's not a thing. That's not a thing. That might be your thing, but it's not a thing. Mel, do you have anything to add?
So there is a way that you can invite people to this where where everything is laid out, which was laid out, Monica and I had watched a video and it was laid out really well. So I want to just kind of read it to you. Everything is out there. This is something that you say to people. This is something that I posted. And it just says, hello, my Lakewood neighbors. I'm thinking of starting a healthy happy hour monthly at my house. I'm looking to create community. There's value, create community with like-minded people moving their health forward. It would be for about an hour and a half. We would have some good stuff to eat. You can meet some really cool people whose health has been transformed, learn some healthy tips and take your health to the next level. And besides that, if the program I coach interests you, you will be able to ask questions and hear about that too. But it's really just a time to get together with others and make some new friends. Who would love to come and be part of this? I'm still in the planning stages. So I covered everything that's going to be there. There's no surprises. This is not a bait and switch. It's an invitation to come. It's an invitation to build community. It's an invitation with a start and a finish. It's going to be a reoccurring thing. And people are going to start meeting some really cool people and getting to know their neighbors. And then, you know what, if they see, and if there's only a couple people, there's probably not going to be a huge presentation. You just kind of have to feel your group. Because I know Monica and I, we just kind of shared our story. At our events, we didn't have a whole slideshow or anything like that. It was just about connecting with people who, and then any thing that was, if they had any questions about the program, they could ask there. But usually any health assessment, stuff like that, that was taken outside of the event by whoever brought the person. So this is not I want you to get the concept that you're building community, and this is not a bait and switch.
Yeah, so when you say build community, guys, what that means is this is an opportunity for them to hang out with you. This is an opportunity for them to chill with you. Do you know how many Optavia coaches, how many health coaches, how many weight loss programs, how many programs are out there, how many pills they could take to lose weight? When you say dude, I'm doing this, you should come, this is what's helped me, you need to figure out what words work for you. okay, in the invite, but they want to come and hang out with you. So you need to create that opportunity. So here's the thing. You will need to have an agenda for this event, right? Like what happens there? So do yourself a favor and lay that out. What do you want it to look like? I have done a healthy happy hour, which meant I was doing an intro, sharing my story really quickly, doing the food demonstration, allowing people to eat, and move on. I had an email checklist or an email sign-in sheet upon arrival. So they would sign in and put their email so that I could collect their information and add them to my newsletter. For my follow-up, because that's also a question. What do you do after this event? You're going to follow up. So have a sign-in sheet. You usually are going to have an introduction at your event. When we did Mastermind, Masterminds have been around forever. We just wanted to create this group. We have amazing topics that we talk about, and we did. Okay, we would do a quick discussion, share around the table, networking. It was over. Guys, people came every week for that. So an intro, some sort of, whether you're going to do something you've learned and talk about it and share about it, you're going to do a recipe and demonstrate it, cauliflower. You're going to do the vision board and share that. That's the meat and potatoes of your event, okay? You're going to want to tie it to our program. So we do vision boarding because we have morning and nighttime routines. So my vision board is something that I get to look at in the morning and part of my setting myself up and my nighttime routine to put myself to bed because I'm a manifester. So if I was talking about vision boarding, that's how I would tie it into our program. When I do workouts with people, I tie it into the program by talking about this is healthy motion. Leah has people that she kickboxes with. Okay, so that's one aspect that she can then talk about the rest. So then you should have a call to action. So at the end of our mastermind, we would say, if you have any questions, if you want to talk some more to us about our program, you know, I'm here till, you know, I'm here to stay and answer any questions, and we would stay there. At an event, I would say, you know, we're going to be emailing you a follow-up well-being assessment. Be looking out for that. You guys have well-being assessments. Do you know that? So I would email them that as part of my follow-up to my event. Can you do it alone? I mean, absolutely. I believe that you could find somebody, another coach maybe, to do that with you. Maybe others here on this call have some suggestions for you on like how to facilitate that. Because if I was alone, I might not do an event. I would go to an event. I would find a group, like a women's group, maybe a nurses group, a single moms group, some roller skating girl group, roller derby group, I don't know, but a group where you could go if you don't have anybody to do this with you. Because I will say you're going to need at least one other person to have like good, you know, flow off of. I believe. I don't know. What do you think, Mel?
Well, I know that, you know, if you invite and one person comes, then it's not, I mean, it's a different kind of healthy happy hour. It's just more individual. It's more getting to know somebody, and bringing that relationship and then bringing some sort of value. So I know Dawn did one, and she had one girl, they were talking about the life book, but the girl was like trying to show her all the pictures and stuff or something from her vacation, but it's still connection. And if they have a good enough time, and they find value in you, I mean, obviously this lady finds Dawn valuable because she showed up. And so the next time she may bring somebody with her. And so you want to make sure that you are bringing some sort of value. One of the other fun things that, and people love this, you guys, and when I was doing my walking group, same thing. Take pictures. Don't forget to take pictures.
Yeah, well, let's
Don't
go.
forget to shell to you know, save the or share those pictures, because people want, that's part of the community. They want to be like, oh look, yeah, here's all my friends I was hanging out with, we had such a blast. Because so many people, like I said, when I on this post, it really kind of blew up because, and when I did the walking group, it blew up because people are in search of community. They're lonely. This whole pandemic has even and they were lonely before the pandemic. Imagine how they are now. So these are things that, you know, you want to do the value thing, and you want to keep it simple, yes, but use your own verbiage, and the thing about like having your rhythm and having each person bring something, you know, coaches bringing people, but also like contributing food wise, keeping it super simple, because if you're thinking it, like for me personally, for the healthy happy hour, if I'm doing it on Thursdays and I'm doing it from 6 to 7:30, the concept is that people are stressed out from work. And I remember, you know, where's the nearest happy hour? I want to go have some cheap food, finger foods, and a drink, because it's middle of the week and I just want to kind of have a little fun. And so that whole concept of having it an hour and a half, having like finger food type things, and then just community conversation, people sharing their own stories and like struggles that they have overcome, really working on the mindset part, because I really think that is what is the separator for us from from a diet. The separator is our community. The separator is our mindset shifts. The separator is when we do all that stuff that we do bring in a nice income. The separator is some nice, cool options that you don't have to sell somebody to make money. You really don't. You have to invite somebody to that wants to start make changes in their life. And you're going to be demonstrating why it's attraction marketing is basically what it is. You have to kind of share with them why this program is attractive, why we are still here doing this, what it means to us. And how it's not like we do make a nice percentage off things, but we don't have quotas and stuff like that are stipulated on all that kind of stuff. It really is just about however far you want to take it, you know, and it's just whatever you're looking for. This is something that is going to be very welcome to a lot of people.
So this is really going to require that you are willing to be an MC and to really talk about what this is and stand up like in confidence about what happens here. Okay. And I think that that's the biggest obstacle, because you're like, well, what's the content going to be? You know, what do I talk about? How am I going to tell them that it's a weight loss program, but it's a vision board party? That just lets me know that like there's a disconnect in what we are. You know what I mean? And so I feel like you'll be able to share that more fluidly every time you do it. You know, and so you're gonna have to step into being an MC, and that may not be something you're so like Barbie, where you're saying like, I am all by myself. Listen, girls, you can build a network. It's called business development. You don't know how to develop a business, you need to learn. Google will teach you anything. Okay, so as a business developer of my business, how do I build a network? Go out to events. When I was trying to bring people to the cardiac facility, I started out in Newport Beach because I thought that there would be wealthier people that would come to my clinic in Long Beach. Guess what? The people that needed my service at the cardiac facility are 70 and above and don't drive. So just logistically alone, I found out really quickly, Newport Beach was not my area to develop business in. The point I'm making is that I had to make that mistake to figure out Newport was not my area, but I figured out the elderly people had trolleys. So if I could go to cities within 8 miles, I could get them to my clinic. So then I started to go within 8 miles of myself, but I had to do business development. So build a network. That takes time. You're gonna have to go to events. That means meet people, tell them what you do, connect on Facebook. But that means you're gonna have to be like, when I started business development, I had lost 90 pounds, you guys. I was still close to 100 pounds overweight. And I said I was a health coach. I saw pictures today of myself when I started. I'm like, I can't believe I was walking around saying, I'm a health coach, I'm a health coach at 240 something pounds. But I was, and because I was excited, people were like, wow, okay. And they did this with me. So your passion and how you talk about this is so important. That's why it's so important. You find words you like, call it a mastermind, call it a healthy happy hour, call it girls get together, call it ladies night, call it whatever you want, however it rolls off your tongue, so you're excited. You're gonna have to build a network so that you have people, and that's how you'll find them. Can you do this? Absolutely. You're freaking badass. You can do anything. How many people? For every 10 people you invite, 3 are going to be interested, 1 is going to show up. It's the same numbers always. I would have an agenda. If I'm going to have these events, I would be hoping to have signed up 1 person, or at least have people to follow up with after the event. How do you follow up? When I had my event, the 3 that were interested were obvious. I just went to jump class on Sunday. 2 people ran up to me and said, Monica, we want to talk to you about your program. That's obvious. I follow up with them. There's other people on my radar in jump class, but I'm following up with the 2 that said I need to talk to you. How do you follow up? Whatever method sounds most logical. Maybe they said, send me some recipes if you don't mind, and you don't want to pounce on them. Make sure you email them recipes. If they said, I want to talk to you about your program, make sure you text them and say, hey, I know you said what day works, and schedule that. If it's a random event, you have a digital health assessment, send it to everyone. Thanks for coming to my event. We touched on some components of what I'm doing. If you want to know more, fill out my digital survey. Here it is. These are methods of follow-up after your event. So create the graphic 3 weeks in advance. Have something you're excited to talk about. You'll need to invite at least 30 people to have 3 show up. If they don't show up, they're going to come to the next one, because guess what? You'll do this recurring. Have a layout. Now, once me and Mel did the mastermind, it was clockwork. It just flowed. So do it once and you'll start to see, okay, next time I wanted to do this, or I'll do that, or I'll take away this, and it starts to flow. So you got to do it at least once to figure out the flow. And checklist, do you want a checklist? Sure, you can have a checklist. I think that's it. We could put this on a checklist. Anything I didn't cover?
Yeah, well, when she says reoccurring, that is meaning definitely that you want to always be inviting to the next thing. Always, always, always. And if you are, have coaches around you or whatever, don't be afraid to, team up. Maybe they're doing some sort of another different type of event. You can invite them to yours. You can go over to theirs. Lots of different things, but most people, they don't have anything to do. They just go to work and they come home. and they do it again. And they have no vision. They have no vision. They really, if you ask them what they were going to do when they retired, they have no vision. They don't even know. So there's so many people out there that don't even know that they need us. And so you're just going to have to show up. And just like Monica said, when we did the masterminds, Monica had her presentation. When I did the village social community stroll, I brought a Sharpie and I brought name tags. And I said, let's all stand in a circle and let us know, everybody introduce yourself and say which neighborhood you're from, how long you've lived here. And I had everybody introduce, and I said, everybody wears a name tag, because nothing is more embarrassing than forgetting somebody's name. And they were like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Because nothing is more embarrassing than like.
I will just say though, Mel had tons of people walking with her, and several clients spawned from her walking group. So actually, Barbie, that's a great idea. I know that would take some courage for you to get little Christina and be like, come on, babe, Saturday mornings at 7 o'clock, we're wearing our yellow t-shirt. We're going to tell the people that we're going to be at this park in this parking lot. That's exactly what Melody did. 3 people showed up, 7 people showed up. Before you know it, people were running the walking group for her. She didn't have to be there. It took a life of its own on. So can you start it by yourself? Absolutely. Will it take some courage? Absolutely. Could you do that? Nobody better than you.
Yeah. So the app that I definitely used for that was, I did use the Nextdoor app, and I put it out there just like I put this one out there. And people friggin' it took on a life of its own. And I took down names and I said, hey, you want me to keep you informed? And I created a group. And I invited people to that so that I could keep them updated. So all these things are available, you guys, and it did take courage, and it did take organization, and I did have to specifically do it at this time, and we start on this corner, and we walk to this corner and back, and then we walk to this corner and back, and that way, if you miss us, you'll catch us in the middle. If you can't walk the whole time, you can head back to your car. The whole walk is 2 miles. Just start talking to different people. And that turned out really super well until COVID. I mean, it turned out so well that it ended up being 3 or 4 days a week. And it was that was overwhelming for me.
And it was morning and night.
Yeah. And it was very overwhelming, but so make sure it's still income producing activity. Make sure you get with some coaches. Make sure that you don't have, and I'm going to say this, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, because I had to have this talk with Monica. Don't have a scarcity mindset that if you invite another coach, they're going to steal your people. Take that out.
Say it louder.
Take that out. I had to tell Monica,
you want them to meet other people. Where would Dawn be right now? Or where would we be without Dawn? You know what I'm saying? You have to have other people. Once you find your little tribe and you feel comfortable and you can stay there, that's what people want. Leah's freaking amazing. You know what I mean? But when Leah brings them in to meet Megan, they're like, oh, that girl's like a messiah. I want to hang out with her. And so, yeah, don't have that scarcity mindset. Please throw that away.
And stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. If somebody brings somebody, and just because they want to connect more with you, stay in your lane, stay in integrity. That's how you protect this. That's how you build it with confidence, is everybody knows who brought, but it's.
Oh, I guess that's important to say. Yeah, that is like a undertone. Okay. I will never sign up somebody that Melody brought. Not even if the person said, I would rather work. Nope. I will still work with you. That is not how this works. So that's an unwritten rule. I want to just say that. So that's again how you can feel comfortable bringing people around.
And yeah, and then also it took a lot of courage for me to tell Monica that, because I thought, oh, she's gonna think that I'm stupid that I would think that. But those things they can fester. If you do not get them out, they will fester. So have the courage to say the things to the people. Because I was really like, because Monica was dynamic in her intro. And I was like, they're like Monica better than me. They're not going to want to work with me. And I know that because we have worked together, if they signed up with me and Monica and I co-coach them together, that would be fine.
That would be exciting.
Same thing the other way, because that's what we do. So just keep in integrity and make sure it's known. It's an unwritten rule, but I can tell you that was a concept. That was and it festered for a while. I was like, oh, I didn't want to share something, so I was afraid, which is stupid. But it's
Dawn,
real.
did you have something to share, Leah?
I think that a lot of the coaches already have that, because I've seen that on social media, like with Healthy Habits, and somebody saying, oh, I need to sign up program, but obviously somebody signed them. And actually one of my clients said, oh, my coach is amazing. This is Leah. And then somebody said, who invited you to the group? And I told her too, I was like, well, whoever invited you, you need to go talk to them before. So I didn't know who it was, but I think that like coming into it, it's kind of like just common sense, but it is nice it being spoken out, because maybe some people don't have that. But I'm just saying that I definitely wouldn't take anyone's client or whoever invited them to the group. Just saying that it's already shown like that on social media.
Good. Yeah, and that's because we have to make sure that's known.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so definitely that's how we do. That's how we protect our integrity. That is how people feel safe coming to us, because they know that this is a sacred environment, and that we are, like, right now, we're a really hell of a girl gang.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Dawn, did you have
you guys,
I saw you come off mute.
Yeah, no, I did. I also wanted to share that there is another app. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it. It's a free app. It's actually called Meetup.
Oh,
And what it does is it connects local groups. Funny story. Back when we used to have our old Healthy Happy Hours, we would have like 5-6 coaches. So like we always had 2 agendas. One if people showed up, and one if people didn't show up. If they didn't show up, we were having a coach hour, you know?
Totally. Great point.
Yeah. So my sister had put in the Meetup app that we were having a happy hour at a non-bar, and this young guy shows up, and like we could tell he was looking for people. So since my sister put it in, I was like, go find out who he is. So she finds out, and sure enough, it was for the meetup, but he thought he was meeting up.
Oh, wow.
So make sure you always add like healthy, whatever, you know, like you're just not having a happy hour where it's like a meetup.
Yeah,
But no,
we
I'm
actually. Mhm. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so this last one that I just had, you know, yeah, I did have a lot of community out here, but you know what? There's no one left. So it is just me right now. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to go. So I brought my husband with me. I thought, worst case scenario, we're going to have dinner. So we go to a place. The place we used to go closed down from COVID. So there's a place closer to me here. And I made a list of all of my local people, you know, my connections, my, you know, clients. I actually made them on a group on my Reach app so that I could send them all the invitations. I did make an event on Facebook, invited them all in there. Like you know, don't forget tomorrow's our meetup or Healthy Happy Hour. I had one person show up. I didn't care. It was good. I did have an agenda. She didn't really want to follow the agenda, so we just kind of did both, and it was okay. And, you know, I set up the next one. So, you know, it's just about consistency. Everything we do is about consistency, right? And letting people know. So maybe I had one this time, maybe I'll have 3 next time. Maybe I'll have 1 next time. It's okay. Like, I'm just going to keep doing it. So that's how I'm able to do it by myself at a place, because everyone orders their own meal, they pay for their own meal, you know, and it's just simple, easy, and No cleanup.
Yeah, totally. So we hope that this was helpful, guys. I don't know if you guys have any more questions. We think that this is super important because this is one funnel to use, right? Our social media is one funnel, but events are definitely a funnel. And I'll just say for me and Mel, we had one every single week for years, and it would pack a house. It didn't start like that, but that's how it ended up. And it was working for us. And then COVID hit. And that's the only reason why we then went virtual. We started doing our virtual masterminds, and then we stopped that for a reason. But now we do Wednesday morning breakfast. We've started that. So we're starting to get back into it. And reason being, you know, Jamil and Justin used to do this once a month in a hotel, you know, and we were not big enough, or we didn't have enough people to do that. So we thought, well, these events work, but we got to do them that in a way that work for us. So that's why we found the restaurant. So listen, tonight we did not give you any like, do this, do this, do this. We did have the graphic, you know, watch this again. If you know, have the graphic 3 weeks in advance, invite at least 30 people, expect 3, have an agenda, have a call to action, have a follow-up plan, have an email set up when they come. Okay, you have that. But what event you're going to do, I'm encouraging you to find one you want to do, one you're excited to talk about. Okay, who are you going to invite? Use the socials, Meetup, the Reach app. I'm sorry, the Nextdoor app for your neighbors. Whatever socials you're comfortable with. Okay, you're gonna have to invite in advance. You're gonna have to remind. You're gonna encourage them to bring friends. This is gonna take courage from you. Okay, there's no way around that. This is all you, and you can do this. And it's just a way for them to be around you. They can do any program out there. They can do it with anyone. But for some reason, your energy is contagious to them. Remember, 260-pound health coach me. People signed up with me. Okay. So they will you. You just got to give them that platform, that space where they can come and talk to you. Whether it's one person and you do one-on-one, like Dawn said, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, or you have a packed house and you got an intro and you got a speaker and you got all that, like whether you get it to that level or you do that, that just depends on how you are orchestrating it. But I encourage you to get comfortable because it is definitely a way to bring people together and have them get to know you better, trust you, talk about you, create a reputation for yourself. You guys, I won Entrepreneur of the City for doing these events. Okay, City of Signal Hill gave me a little nice plaque because I would go first. I started going to their events and then I started holding my own events. Any questions? Any input?
So I just want to say something really quick, and then I think somebody else was going to speak. Just hear what she said, and this is something I just heard. She went to their events first to start connecting, right? So if you guys don't know who to invite, look for those Bible study, women's Bible studies, or go on Meetup and find the hiking groups. You know, do something like that. Find somebody who else is doing a vision board party. Find something like that, and then just start connecting with people. Go ahead, Jen.
You took fire from me. What do you do when there's like an angry person that comes to one of your events and they start kind of like, you know how like somebody will bash the comedian that's talking and stuff like that? How do you counter that? Or like, I mean, do you just kick them out, or like, I don't know how to, what do you do?
Never had anybody come and do that.
Really? Okay.
No.
Never. Not even
Believe me.
close.
Yeah, if you have a community with you, they're not going to stand for it either.
You guys, you would be surprised who wants to hang out with you. I swear to God, I was always surprised. I would go out to events and I would meet people, and there'd be some people I'd be like, ooh, they'd be, and I'd tell Mel they're coming. Like, I can't believe you'd be surprised who wants to hang out with you. So no, they're not going to come and bash your event. That will never happen.
Okay.
I will kick them in the balls if they do, but that will never happen. Oh, sorry, child. Okay. It's 5:54. I thought this was really good. I don't, Dawn, do you have something to add for now? Any questions? No? Okay. You said you were gonna share double this call. You can share double next, triple next call.
That's so fun. Okay, you guys, so again, it's the end, this is our season. Get those seeds planted. There is something big coming. I don't know what it is. It's between Christmas and New Year's. So just know that something big is coming. Something apparently that's never happened. So I have no idea what it is, but just plant the seeds because there's a harvest coming. And if you don't plant the seeds now and that comes up, you're going to be like, damn it, I should have put some seeds in the ground. So go out there and just start meeting people, start being listening for that gap, where they need to fill in and fill that in, invite them.
Be courageous, ladies. Go be legendary.
Yes.
Impact Academy. I hope you were inspired and go do something inspiring and tell us all about it next week.
Can someone take a picture real quick?
I got one.
Oh, you already did.
Yes, I did.
I hope I was smiling. Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, see you at 6:30.
Jen and Dawn, I have the sweatshirt. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is mine.
I saw it. I was like, oh my God. That's my girl. That's my girl.
And I love it. It's got the hood. I've got the hood. I don't have the shoulder off one. That one is cute.
Oh, that sounds super
Yeah.
cute. Oh, that sounds super cute.
Yeah.
We got an echo.
Love, love, love.
We got an echo. All right.